That's why we protest.
Once you stop, okay, you keep protesting, we're still gonna get killed 10, 15, 100 years from now.
That's why I still agree. Sometimes protesting doesn't do anything, but you are at least standing up for your cause, though. So sometimes the protest does go the way.
You're still getting killed, bro. Oh, you know?
Yeah, we are.
So is that been working? Hashtag's been working.
Don't look at me.
We get t-shirts and we go outside and does that work?
So
We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Did I say welcome to the main event? Run that thing, brother. You mad?
Oh man.
Behave before you talk about what I'm talking about, yeah?
Disclaimer. Run that thing back. Nah, man, stay there in your corner, man. Run that thing back, fam. I don't want to hear nothing from you. We are live, guys. I'm Joe, 1/3 of the Cyber Nerds.
And I'm Revenue GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
And this is Slim and Queen.
Queen and Slim.
Queen and Slim movie review. And yeah, there's a lot to be spoken about this review. Where do we want to start off?
The racist. Wait, spoilers. The racist white cop dies. Oh wait, am I gonna do all of it? Queen and Slim die.
Of course we're going to die. They're black.
Oh. I don't want to get into this.
He said he wants to avoid it.
This movie is really good.
Yeah.
This movie is really good. I don't know, man. Like, do you know what's mad about this year? So basically, anyone who watches the channel, you understand that I really don't like watching like racially charged movies because of the emotional effect it has on me as an individual and my mindset then for the next few hours. Get me? So this movie was sick because I felt like it didn't put me in that state of mind. It did not.
Yes.
But it still dealt with all of the issues that are in these other movies, which I thought was so high level on a directing, acting, and a perspective of the world standpoint.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many movies like this that I'll come out and I'll be angry and I'll be like, oh, I want to do this, this, and this. And this time, I was angry-ish, but my anger was in a different direction as opposed to at like the racist. Yeah, yeah, but that's even better. As a group of people. Do you get what I'm saying?
But isn't that because it's happened so often now that this movie is our reality?
No. Because when man goes and watches these movies where man just getting persecuted and stuff like that, I come out and I'm angry at a certain group of people. Like, yeah, but in this movie I didn't feel like that, fam, because what happens is they live in a racist world, or they live in our world, yeah. You get me? And they go through something that happens very frequently. But at the same time, in this isolated incident and story, that's not what kills them. Do you know what I'm saying? The thing that kills them is the greed of, let's say, one individual. Do you get what I'm saying? And like that makes it, and because of who the individual is, it makes this story so much like it's so much deeper than like just racism or the system being against you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's racism, the system's against you, your own people are against you, but your own people are also on your side. But your own people are also interpreting your actions as something that you're not actually doing, and they're taking actions off the back of your actions, which is the wrong action. Like, this thing goes like boom, 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 like it touches everywhere and everything, fam. And it's mad because there's scenes in this where it's like they see what they did. Like, okay, so obviously they kill a police officer in self-defense, yeah. Then it gets recorded. They never watch the video again. Like, they see it come on and they turn it off, but you're not thinking about what it does to the minds of everyone who's seeing that whole scenario out of context. Do you get what I'm saying?
Which is majority of the time.
Yeah. And then this is what's sick. The first people said, oh, you man are cop killers. You man are going out there and killing, boom, boom, boom. Then that person adds context saying, did you know that he killed another black person a couple months ago or a year ago? When you add that, like, when you start adding these pieces, people make up their own story.
That's it, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So there's one story, these men are the new leaders of Black Panther. The police narrative that, look, these lot are armed, dangerous, and out killing police officers. Like, everyone's got their own narrative, fam. And just the way it affects the different people in the groups, I think it's sick. And that's why I feel like I didn't feel angry when I came out, because it's not just about that. Race is a major issue in this thing, but it's not just about race.
But this is where I'm coming from. It's because it's the real thing instead of just something that happened back then, where we're kind of like outside of it. Yeah, we experience, you know, the silver linings that comes from that, but it's not. We're not from that time. We're here today, and we go through these stories every day. Now, with that said, now you have, if you, for example, if this is a post, yeah, like on social media, you're gonna get someone who's gonna be like, yep, dead the man. You're gonna get people who like that old geezer was like, well, why didn't you just show your ID? You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna get the newer generation who's a bit more like, is just gonna on a different come up. But regardless of any of those approaches that any of those different type of viewers have on what you did, same outcome. Man are dead. Pure and simple. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's one thing I took from this movie that it's dark. It's dark. But maybe it needs to happen. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there already. The views of, you know, what I'm about to say is my own, through my own experience and whatever, I don't know, whatever way you want to put it out there, yeah? But maybe that needs to happen.
What?
Maybe that needs to happen.
People need to die.
No, maybe there needs to be an incident where the outcome is switched over, where a police officer is killed. Because now look at the ripple effects of what that happened. Look at what that did to the frame of mind of the black people who are being killed, especially African Americans, who are not especially because that's black people being killed everywhere, whether it's Portugal, France, you name it, that's happening. It's just not on the mainstream as big as America. But if that happens and that comes out, please believe it will have pretty much the same effect. And this is what this story is so sick, because if that comes out, that's gonna put fuel into people's heart to do the same thing, bruv. Like,
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree as well.
I totally disagree, fam.
Because again, it's from his perspective, not only that situation, but how you see it. What if it's a good cop, and then that cop gets killed?
See,
it doesn't matter.
No, it does. No, it does. No,
Why does
it does matter, and that's why, in the context of this movie, they let you know that police officer is a racist police officer who's done it before, fam.
Do you know why I say, why does it matter? Do you know why I ask that?
Because it doesn't matter who the victims are when they're killing the black people.
Exactly.
I understand.
So you can't say that to this for the police officer when that's actually happening.
They also
for the innocent people.
What you're talking about, they tackle in the movie. In the movie later on, they inspired the little young black youth to go to the protest. Yeah, and he then shoots a police officer. Fam.
Who's also black.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
it's
matter.
Just a police officer.
Yeah, fam. But the repercussions of those actions, bruv, that's not the way, fam. That's not the way, fam. That's just gonna incite riots and even more fear in police officers to go out and be even more jumpy. Good police officers to be even more jumpy when engaged in these scenarios, fam. Do you get what I'm saying?
Now, I get that. Now, the reason why I say that is because if that's happening. If black people being killed with no justification, you're just getting killed. You're innocent. You just get killed, right? And the reason why I say maybe it needs to happen because then it can have happen what you're saying. People become jumpy, or it's gonna start this conversation that needs to be had.
Fam.
Something needs to be had where it stops where abusing. But because here's the thing about policing, which I think there's something broken even before
it's institutional.
Let me finish. Even before we go, yes, it is institutional, but even before we go into race, here's the thing about human beings. From time you give power to a human being to be the executioner, you put some sort of weapon to be the executioner, and then you have that fueled in, which is race, bruv. It's going to be out of control in the first place.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So there needs to be a system where that needs to be taken away from the police officers, from the
Impossible.
laws.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is where then we stop, bruv. Because
You said taking away from the police. Who's going to do that?
bruv,
Who's inside
I-
the institution to stop that?
The thing
I
is,
know, but this is why we're having this type of movie, so we have these conversations. So when we start having this conversation, people start thinking about, bruv, because you gotta think about it, there's a new wave of generation who don't think or don't have fear like the older generation, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? They're thinking it's different. And this is why it's so important for this to be spoken about, because when people start thinking that raw, these are actually just human beings, but they're overpowered with stuff that can dictate someone's life. That in itself is wrong. And you know when we always say, oh, you work for me, I pay, my taxes pay your job. But I'm working to pay for you to have power for me to kill me. Wait a second, that's actually messed up. Like, why am I doing that? If you just think about that logic, it's like, what? I'm actually leaving my house every day to put money in your pocket to give you power where you can kill me. And this is is where I'm coming from. Like, not in a sense of revenge or malicious, like, yeah, eye for an eye. No. It's just psychologically policing, the power they have is just wrong. And that in itself needs to be addressed. That's where I'm coming from. That's what my argument is in the aspect of this movie. And that's what actually is happening in the whole world.
the policing is wrong, fam. The policing is wrong. But I just don't agree with what you're saying, because I think there's bare issues with this whole, you know, African Americans getting shot by
Not just African Americans, it's just
but
just
anyone,
in
right?
general, fam. Like,
getting killed for unjust reasons or whatever, yeah. Like, but I wouldn't want it to flip, because basically I feel like some of this stuff is sometimes it is racist police officers.
Yeah.
Power's gone to their head. They think they can do whatever they want. They think they can get away with it, and history shows that they can get away with it. There's been bare police officers killing people 6 months, slap on the wrist, and they come back
Book
to
deals.
work. Yeah, get me.
Yeah, I hate getting book deals.
But the thing is, I think for some of these man, when they're in training, they're these things that they're taught. Like, oh, if this happens in this scenario, draw your weapon. Blah, blah, blah. And these are some of the things that I think are wrong, fam.
Yeah, but wait, but this scenario, when this happened, this scenario for black people, not white people, fam.
Bro,
You don't know.
I hear what you're saying, innit? So, but at the same time, it's like, if let's say a couple police officers then get murdered on routine stops in a reverse scenario, it's gonna make every police officer who then pulls over someone even more quicker to draw their weapon and do these things. And this is what I'm saying. To get to your place, it would, you know what I mean? Like, so many more of us would die before we got there.
But so many of us gonna die anyway.
Yeah, fam.
But this is what I'm saying. Like,
but this is what I'm saying.
This will be a change.
This is what I'm trying to get to the point of it. The point, the retaliation shouldn't be shooting back.
So what's the retaliation?
Bruv,
just keep dying.
Bruv, the retaliation is education, fam. Bruv, like, and that's what it is, fam. It is, because, bruv, in the battle you're talking about, we won't win. We won't win. We won't win. We won't win. Because they've got badges and it's legal when they do it, and it's not legal when we do it.
They got family members.
Fam! I'm just telling you, bro.
If we're gonna take it, bro, but this is why I need this, and this is what the psychologists.
So now you go to people's family
bro,
members.
you're killing someone's family, fam. What are we talking about here,
That went in the situation.
bro? Innocence, bro. What? That's how it goes, bro.
That's how it goes.
Bruv,
Just in case you're just checking in now. Disclaimer, the views of Raven are all his own.
bro.
They're all his own. They're not shared by the channel.
By the way, guys, by no means I'm trying to say you should go out there and murk someone else's fan because they murked. They were trying to do the job. That's not what I'm saying. But this is what
But that is what you're saying. But it's what you just said. You know, you literally said that.
Listen, you can either take what I'm saying.
No, you said that. You said that,
bro. But that's because, bro, things are out of control. So if this is where we want to take it, we can take it.
We don't want to take it there.
But we don't. But something needs to be done.
Yeah,
From the system.
Sign up, bruv.
Not the people.
Bruv, yeah.
Bruv.
Here's the thing about this whole thing, yeah, bruv, yeah. You know what's so wrong about this whole thing as well, yeah. And maybe this is just me, but bruv, yeah. Bad people will protect bad people, but good people will not protect good people and back up good people, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Because Someone who might say, okay, Raven, Raven,
What?
you're wrong. Raven, you're wrong. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be saying that. But the bad people be like, yo, they killed your... Yeah, man, let's go and be on up and do...
What you said in the movie, though?
Bruv, like...
The girl's dad killed the mum by accident. Her
Yeah.
first role or thing after passing the bar was protecting dad because she knew it was a mistake. He's not protecting
Bruv,
good people.
That's bro. I've everything, yeah. I've all the incidents that you think about. How many times do when something happens, good people go out there and actually make stuff happen, bruv? Well, if there's like maybe someone high powers does something wrong, does some crud, yeah, man, we'll back you up. We'll say this, that for the media, boom, 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 boom.
Maybe because you're more likely to hear that about the good than the bad than
This
the
is what I'm
good.
saying.
They were out there.
People
They were out
are
there.
more out there.
They were out there protesting, fam.
Bruv.
Bruv, that was in the movie.
And here's the thing.
It was in the movie.
And I'm glad you said that, yeah? Something happens to innocent people, yeah? And this is where I'm coming from with this whole thing about maybe there needs to be a change. Something happens, yeah, to a good person. What do we do? Especially black people, what do we do? What do we get? We get gestures, we get hashtags, we get protests. Do we still get killed at the end of the day?
Yeah, we do.
Bruv.
Well, what else do you want?
Change needs to happen, bro.
So you want to go to war? That's
I'm
what
not
you're
saying you need to go to war. I'm saying there needs to be a change. Psychologically, there needs to be a change. Laws needs to be a change.
But
You know
who
what I'm saying?
changes the law?
Bruv,
And this is what
the
I'm
people
talking
needs
about.
to change the law, bruv. You telling me, yeah, there's more people in governing bodies than actual population.
There's not, fam.
But
Police
then-
that's not
officers
how
are
it-
human beings. They are fam. This is what I'm saying.
That's why we
bruv.
protest.
Once you stop, okay, you keep protesting. We're still gonna get killed
I-
10, 15, 100 years from now.
That's why I still agree. Sometimes protesting doesn't do anything, but you are at least standing up for your cause, though. So sometimes the protest does go the way.
You're still getting killed, bro. Oh, you know?
Yeah, we are.
So is that been working? Hashtag's been working.
Don't look at me.
We get T-shirts
Uh-huh.
and we go outside and does that work?
So,
Is that working?
so the other way is to go against the
Other
law.
way is like you said, education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is inside.
And or maybe we go the other way.
All right, Malcolm X. Anyway, what I was trying to say was
Malcolm X, you know.
basically like where was it going with this guy? I'm trying to
But
get
you
on
know what?
subject.
I did say this. No, I
I
don't
did
want to
know
do this
say it.
review, man. Because I will go dark up in here,
I'm
bro.
trying to get on subject still. But no, the movie is deep. The movie is deep. I like that how the main thing I do like about this whole movie, one, it makes not like the situation, but compared to other movies, it has those light elements, it has those comedic elements. So you're not always charged up about what's happening about the situation.
Yeah, because you have the love story to it as well.
that as well. I like that whole
Which is
romance
beautiful.
thing. Yeah.
I actually love that.
How that whole grew together. That was all sick as well. But I also like the thing I like the most about this movie is the different perspectives between race, between the institutions you're in, and all that kind of madness. Like you have, what was it, a couple. Obviously, the guy was like, "Oh, no matter what you guys are in, I'm here for you." Blah 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 blah. And obviously, it seems like the wife is in between. She's like,
Because she don't know about.
"Yeah, that's
And
fine."
that was
That's
actually
fine.
good for us to see it.
Yeah, and what did she do at the end of the day? She did do nothing.
Yeah, because
Turn the blind eye.
Yeah,
Mm.
you know,
I like that kind of
because
stuff.
you know until you feel the pinch sometimes as a human being and feel what the next person is feeling and she kind of like reflects like, oh, like maybe I'm being a little bit selfish and maybe through my husband I can
You'll
see,
see
oh,
it,
like
yeah.
you know, we're just humans. Maybe if the husband was being a bit too icy, then she might be able to get him to ice these men. You know what I'm saying? But because the way he approached them, the way, you know, he helped them out, she got to see that, like, raw.
Like, what's
You
the
know
bad that's
what,
being done?
Yeah, like, you know, like maybe he's right. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows that not every white people out there
That's what I like.
is
yeah.
like these bad racially charged police officers. That's not the case. But you know what I'm saying? But again, it also shows that although she might not be racially, but she's the one sitting on the side. Why are we getting involved? It's got nothing to do with
that
us.
as well.
That is also part of this problem.
Mm.
Maybe you need to be on the front line to help us out as human beings.
And then the also perspective I do like is the ending when it's a brother turning this guy's in for personal gain.
Okay.
That's
No.
also mad.
Now that also
That's not mad.
That's not.
Okay, it's not mad,
That's
but
not mad. So
Alright, it's mad at the same
that
time.
is an ongoing conversation that has been happening within our community that needs to keep going.
I
So
think it's any community,
so-
to be honest.
not like black people. So here's the thing with black people, and that bruv, you can use this in any aspect when it comes to our community, yeah.
Mhm.
Whether it's economically,
Mm.
yeah, short term vision for, you know what I'm saying, like nothing is long term for us.
Yeah.
So my guy is, let me get, was it $500,000?
Quarter.
No,
Quarter,
Oh,
it's half, because
two.
it was quarter
Oh,
for
two,
each.
half, yeah,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Something that quickly, within, obviously by his lifestyle, clearly,
You could tell, yeah, man's got
short
grills,
time,
yeah.
that's going to go.
Mm.
While you have fixed someone else's, our enemy, a long-term problem. See that?
Mm.
That's the problem within our community.
Mm.
A lot of our stuff that people do, short-term,
That's what
quick
they see.
things.
Mm.
No one's trying to do like
Help each other out.
for long term,
Mhm.
and that is the problem. And then again, but then it closes the whole circle in this movie as well within our community, bro. So everything is short term with us. Nothing is 5,
No
10
vision.
years. No,
Yeah.
there isn't that. Another thing I liked about this year is that when he gets pulled over, he's a bit ignorant. Yeah, Slim is
Daniel,
ignorant,
Right.
right? Because he ends up giving powers to the police officer to search and stuff like that.
Mm.
She's the educated one,
Of course.
and yet is the educated one that starts this whole thing.
Mm.
But even with that, Slim will probably still have the same outcome, which is death.
Mm.
Like, but there's no way of escaping this story. That regardless what happens, regardless the views, same outcome. You don't resist, you comply, dead. You resist, dead. What you gonna do? Guys, I guess we're gonna leave it here. By all means, this is why we can't do these reviews, right? It gets deep like that. You wanna say something? You feel like you wanna say something?
I do.
Go on, bro.
Nah,
Don't
man.
half step, bro.
I'm not even half stepping. It's just like, it's just a mad. It's a mad. I was just thinking about me personally, off of what you just said. Like, was the police? The police officer was obviously gonna shoot, man.
Mm.
Period. Like, cause nothing. It's like when you're watching a movie. Now that you've said that, I fall back to like, oh, was he always gonna get shot? And I think yeah, he was always gonna get shot because that police officer was riding around was on his own. The radio person asked, "Do you want backup?" He said no, it's a simple DUI. But then after that, after man said, "Oh, I want to get back on my car, it's cold," put him on his knees and draw his gun. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, so if you actually felt endangered, you would have asked for backup, but you didn't because you knew you wanted to shoot this brother. You know what I'm saying? For no cause. So, yeah, but I don't agree with the Slim being ignorant to giving the man powers because if you know you're not doing anything wrong, I don't have an issue with you searching my car. That doesn't mean every time you have to give man permission. If you know your rights, you can say no. But at the same time, like, if you know you're not doing nothing, you can say yes. I don't think that there's ignorance. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
50-50,
Yeah,
it's up to you.
it's down to you as an individual. Like, do you want to get out this scenario as quick as possible by letting man search your car and then you be out?
The reason why I say it's ignorant because even she says in the car, you guys like to shoot first and ask questions later. That means you already are aware in that world. This is what happens.
Yeah, but the thing is that you're saying that she's more educated. I feel like she was being ignorant because she was charging man up from the beginning. As soon as the police officer came up, even though man was in the wrong, he wasn't in the wrong to pull him over. He wasn't in the wrong to pull him over.
He wasn't.
Because he swerved the car.
Yeah, he swerved, yeah.
And then when man comes to the window, she's charging man up instantly. I'm not saying that that's why it happened, but I'm just saying like she could have said nothing and they could have just.
But I did say like she's the one who kind of like started. She
I'm
was
not
the
saying-
educated one, but she's the one who kind of like started by like.
Yeah, I feel like there's nothing. I'm saying nothing that happens to them. I'm saying is their own fault. It's not
Right.
their own fault. No, but like almost like what the old guy says. Why didn't you just give a man your ID? At the same time, it's like, bruv, in the scenario, comply as much as you can with as least resistance until the time to actually take action happened. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, give man your ID, boo 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 boo, all of that, get me? But then everything after him shooting his girl, bruv, I'm with it. Get me? Like, I don't even know what I would have done in that scenario. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, it's mad. Her hopping out of the car and all that. It was
mad. Like, she was doing too much.
Yeah,
She was
bro.
doing too much.
It gets mad, fam. And then when you're bringing in raw emotion to a heated scenario, because before I actually thought that it was gonna go down before that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of like how much aggro was going on, but it was all mad anyway. But yeah, well, watch the movie if you haven't watched it already. And one thing that really pisses me off, is that like obviously this movie already got released in America like maybe 2 months ago.
No, it's not. I don't think this one's released. It's the other one's got released.
December.
This is not released yet.
No, this
in
is
America.
out in America.
December.
Is it?
This
Because
comes-
someone just jumped on the DMs like, oh, you guys got to see this? This doesn't come out to the end of the month.
This is
In the UK, it comes out.
No, this was one of the pages from the US.
But
No, it's definitely out.
You sure?
I'm
he just
100% sure it's out, fam.
Well, maybe you don't know then.
But well, I don't know. But listen, anyway, I need my movies in it. You get me? Like you man shooting black people, you're doing the same thing with the movies, holding them back. Don't do that. Get me? Can we all get our stuff at the same time?
Yeah, well, guys, jump in the comment section below and start the conversation, man. Like, listen, don't half step. I think that's one of the major issues we also have. When it comes to talk about racial stuff, people tend to step toe around the issue. Fam, when it comes to real life, people don't half step around it when it comes to being racial. So this is a way to start talking and opening up and start understanding one another, innit? Because at the end of the day, like, we're all human beings in that. But although we we just got a bit of melanin and maybe white noses and I don't know, big lips and them things that people seem to think we're kind of different from them. But other than that, thank you for locking in. I'm Revenue GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
Show one further to Cybernet.
And we'll see you in another movie review.